Let's check the teams, and a real international flavour to the Spurs lineup. In goal, Erik Thorstvedt from Norway. At 2, Gudny Bergson from Iceland. 3, Pat van den Hauwe, born in Belgium. 4, Steve Sedgley. 5 is David Howells. At 6, the captain, Gary Mabbutt. 7, Paul Walsh. 8, Paul Gascoigne. At 9, the Spaniard, Naïm. 10, Gary Lineker. And 11, Paul Allen. 2 changes from the Spurs team beaten at Queen's Park Rangers on Saturday. Bergson replaces Chris Hughton at right back. Sedgley returns for the injured John Polston at centre-back. Well, I'm sure Liverpool's names are as familiar to you as the cast of Coronation Street. In goal, Bruce Grobbelaar. 2, Glenn Hussein. 3, Barry Venison. 4, Steve Staunton, continuing in place of the injured Steve Nicol. 5, Ronnie Whelan. 6, the captain, Alan Hansen. 7, Peter Beardsley. 8, Ray Houghton. 9, Ian Rush. 10, John Barnes in sparkling form. 11, Steve McMahon. And that Liverpool attacking trio of Beardsley, Rush and Barnes have scored an amazing 55 goals between them already. Substitutes tonight, Paul Stewart and Mitchell Thomas for Tottenham. The 2 Garys, Gillespie and Ablett for Liverpool. Tonight's referee, one of Britain's most experienced officials, Keith Hackett from Sheffield. A perfect night for football, always a special buzz under the floodlights. And Liverpool have won 4 of their last 5 league games here at White Hart Lane. What a perfect time this would be for John Barnes and his teammates to continue that sequence. If they win tonight, Liverpool will go top of the table on goal difference, and they have a game in hand. And it's Tottenham Hotspur in their famous white shirts who kick off, attacking in this first half from left to right. Gudny Bergson, a key role for him tonight. Tottenham feel that his pace will give him a good chance of dealing with the informed John Barnes. Lineker dispossessed here by Hansen, but wins it back for Gascoigne. And good skill. Grobbelaar called in to test his sharpness very early on. Gascoigne driving that cross in. Tottenham have slipped to 9th place in the table after losing 4 of their last 5 games. And there's talk in some quarters of a real crisis here at White Hart Lane in a season which had once promised so much for them. Staunton, Barnes, Bergson immediately on his toes. This is Whelan, Beardsley, good layoff, Whelan again, but suddenly it breaks for Walsh. The former Liverpool player has Lineker in support, but skillful enough to go alone here, and in the end it was Venison who moved over from right back to intercept. Paul Walsh relishes playing against the team where he spent 3.5 seasons before his £500,000 move to White Hart Lane. Gascoigne. Well, only Gazza could get away with that. The long ball for Walsh, well controlled. On again to Lineker, that's a good first time ball, and Lineker's shot. That was really excellent football by Spurs. Just 2 passes upfield, and Lineker shot first time, and Grobbelaar made a very good stop.
That was a very good ball played again, as I say, looking to try and get it behind the Liverpool back 4. And that's the kind of service Lineker thrives on. Hit it first time, not enough power, and Grobbelaar makes the easy save.
Staunton forward. Beardsley fell and still managed to find a teammate. Hansen. Rush. Beardsley to Barnes. Back it goes to Houghton. And well won by Bergson, but his clearance straight to Staunton. Now Beardsley. Barnes. Brilliant. Rush is in the middle here. And he looked for him, and Rush arrived on the near post and was mighty close to making a very important contact.
Well, in current form, John Barnes is probably the most exciting player in the English league, and again carving them up down that left side. A lovely little ball to the near post for the incoming Rush. But it's all beginning to happen, beginning to bubble a little bit. Liverpool beginning to stick 1 or 2 passes together up front, Alan, and it's end-to-end stuff.
in rush on the target 20 times this season, but not very prolific recently. Here's Allen for Spurs. McMahon beaten by Howells, and then it comes to Walsh, and still Walsh. Well, Liverpool were uncharacteristically hesitant then in defence, and poor Walsh made the most of it. But the shot didn't carry enough sting.
Well, they've certainly not been as capable as I've seen them of late, Liverpool, at the back, Alan, and that's a couple of chances really that Spurs have had in these early stages.
Staunton, and now Barnes. Whelan. Good ball, McMahon. A lot forward here for Liverpool. Barnes is one of them. Navas across to cover. The Spurs certainly know you cannot give John Barnes an inch of space. But there are plenty others when he's not around. Houghton is one of them. And that came off the Spurs man, so that's why Torsvet was anxious to ensure it didn't go over the goal line. It would have been a corner. Beardsley, back to Houghton. Beardsley again. Oh, lovely play. But Tottenham proved themselves just as determined in the challenge as Liverpool. And that was a nice layoff from Howells to Gascoigne. Naeem. Walsh. Great ball. Lineker. Lineker sees an opening. But for once, the accuracy wasn't there with the shot. But that was good football by Spurs, Ian.
Well, it was excellent football from their own corner flag. They knocked the ball around, got out of defence, very neat and tidy, and then up to Lineker. And he's looking dangerous tonight. He's looking very sharp.
Barnes for Liverpool. McMahon. The ball fizzing around at 100 miles an hour here. And Hussein a bit fortunate then. And here he is again. Rush. Well, Spurs win it back again. Lineker to Walsh, and Walsh has got a clear run on goal here. McMahon across to cover. Still Walsh. The shot carried no sting at all, and indeed he had two players on the far post that might have been better placed than him. Walsh is there again to receive the throw. Turned into trouble. Whelan to Beardsley. Barnes breaking clear on his left. And the foul given to the anger of many of the spectators here at White Hart Lane. They felt that Beardsley simply tripped over the ball then.
Actually, he did trip over the ball, and I would agree with you there.
Staunton did well. And a good effort by Staunton. He can strike the ball extremely well, this young fullback. Rush's header. Vanden Hauwe intercepts and did well. One back by Liverpool. Venison. Hansen. And again, Tottenham really do their job well in crowding Liverpool out when they've got the ball. Walsh gets free on the left and finds Naeem. No foul given. I have to say that I'm not sure Mr. Hackett made the right decision then. Naeem still lying injured, in fact. Here's McMahon. Good football for a moment by Liverpool, but again Whelan gives it away. Now Lineker gets free. Hussein comes to face him, and Grobbelaar stretches and gets there. Frustration for Gary Lineker, and Bruce Grobbelaar has made a couple of really important saves for Liverpool tonight. Staunton forward. Beardsley nearly on the end of it, and Sedgley did well then. Well, I think if anyone expected Tottenham to lie down and die and lose heavily in the face of a rampant Liverpool side, certainly on the evidence of the first half, that's not the script as Tottenham see it.
Paul Gascoigne standing on the ball there with 4 minutes to go. And really, I think we're looking for Gascoigne to do a little bit more going forward, Alan. He said, rather a quiet game. And this is a big stage for him tonight. You know, a lot of people watching him, international matches coming up. And I was expecting Gascoigne to really be putting himself about a bit. But, you know, he's not been doing anything really outstanding, has he?
No, that's true. He's not really made an impact as yet. Here's Staunton to Barnes. Interception by Bergson. Gascoigne now. Howells. Naeem. Beardsley working hard to deny him space, but Van den Hauwe finds Walsh. Into the middle to Howells, and he hit it straight against Hansen. Nearly knocked him out with the force of that shot. Barnes brings it clear. Whelan, 3 minutes to half-time, still 0-0. Whelan again for Liverpool. Rush, good ball for Houghton. Well, Torsvet was always in the line of flight of Houghton's shot. It was struck straight against his chest. Venison. Oh, good ball, but well read by Mabbott. It was a good ball, and indeed, it's the final ball of the half. Well, Tottenham certainly have given Liverpool a lot to think about here. Liverpool not at their best as yet, but perhaps we'll see the real Liverpool in the second half. The half-time score at White Hart Lane, Tottenham Hotspur 0, Liverpool 0. Welcome back to White Hart Lane. The second half just underway as Venison attacks for Liverpool and hits the ball straight against Houghton. Sedgley's clearance, on back by Staunton now for Liverpool. And a good clearance by Howells, Lineker pursuing it, and the ever-cool Hansen first to the ball again. This is Whelan, and now Houghton. Houghton again, given away, and Howells under pressure for a moment, and did well. Obviously overcome that first half injury, David Howells. Erik Torsved, the Norwegian international, who's really made the goalkeeping place his own here at Spurs this season. Not the best kick though, straight at Houghton, but Naeem dispossesses him and is then fouled by the Liverpool man, and Naeem gets up rather angrily. He's obviously learnt enough English to be able to tell Ray Houghton what he thought. There was a little bit of an incident, I remember, up at Anfield back in October, and Naeem was accused by some of making the most of tackles like that. As Gascoigne chases to the byline, Whelan concedes the corner. So Spurs start the second half in the same positive mood they started the first. Howells on the near post from where he scored so many goals, but he couldn't quite reach it. Howells is still in there, the ball on the ground somewhere. Oh, Grobbelaar produced a marvellous save. Well, Bruce Grobbelaar looks the coolest around, but how he kept that one out then. Howells going down, scooping the ball forward, watched for Mabbott here, and then Lineker with the shot. And how he kept that one out, I don't know. Whelan gets it clear. Walsh. In from Naeem, and it's a good-looking one as well. And again, Grobbelaar just held his ground. Well, Bruce Grobbelaar has done an awful lot to keep the scores sheet clean for Liverpool tonight. But Tottenham will make their substitution. David Howells coming off, Mitchell Thomas coming on. Result of a big First Division game being played tonight. Millwall 1, Everton 2. So a bad result for Millwall. Down near the bottom of the table, of course. Houghton finding Barnes. And Barnes did brilliantly. Torsvet kept his cool as John Barnes looked for the corner of the goal. Beautiful control that set him up for the shot.
A beautiful skill with Barnes. Great control. A fierce shot and a good save by the keeper.
And Another important second division result for you. Bradford City 3, Newcastle United 2, so that's a disappointing reversal for Newcastle and even more disappointing for them. I hear that now West Ham have scored a fifth against Sheffield United. 5-0, the latest score at Upton Park. Walsh, the Spurs. Hansen going with him all the way, but Walsh still threatening danger here. Lineker, McMahon is in there, and McMahon did brilliantly. Perhaps the closest we've come to a goal so far. As Grobbelaar clears instantly upfield, and Mabbutt happy to concede the throw under pressure from Ian Rush.
Well, Paul Walsh at least this time decided to go all the way, shrugged off Alan Hansen, got in the box, knocked it square, and that really was a little bit of a half chance for Tottenham there.
Venison. Whelan feeds Houghton. Barnes. Houghton. This is Rush. Houghton again. Oh, he got the shot all wrong. McMahon intercepts. Beardsley straight against Allen. The quick throw in finds Barnes and then Beardsley. This is Staunton for Liverpool. Whelan, space suddenly opens up. And Whelan shot straight at Gascoigne. Venison, Liverpool enjoying real pressure though here. This is their best spell of the game. Although their football's still not at its most fluent. As Whelan demonstrates by giving it away. Thomas for Spurs. Gascoigne on the left. Only Lineker forward for him at the moment, though. And Gascoigne tried to do a bit too much, I think. Which is indeed one of his failings.
I wouldn't have given him a stick for that. I think he had to try and take a defender on Allen, the edge of the box. Had he got past him, he was clear.
Hussein and Hansen. Beardsley, good ball, Barnes. And Barnes is away, but a good challenge by Sedgley. Ball comes to Staunton. And he had a bit more time than he realised then, Steve Staunton. And Spurs are about to make another substitution. Paul Stewart is going to come on for Paul Walsh. So it's a straight swap. One striker for another. Paul Stewart, in his second season here, after his £1.5 million move from Manchester City, scored 13 goals last season. He's got just 3 so far this. Ronnie Whelan. Houghton. Tailed in towards McMahon and rushes there. It wouldn't sit down for him. Whelan. Allen charged it clear, but here's Beardsley. Good challenge from Bergson. Liverpool's throw. It's done quite well tonight, the Icelandic international. Barnes. And that's a goal kick. Well, John Barnes, who scored the winner when the teams met at Anfield in October. 9 goals in his last 15 games, and Graham Taylor's comments well publicised this week. In fact, his contract has another season to run, and Liverpool, needless to say, weren't very happy with the Aston Villa manager's remarks. And, well, I better not tell you exactly what Kenny Dalglish said about it. Suffice to say, he didn't agree that John Barnes should ply his trade anywhere other than Anfield. Good play by Stewart for Spurs. Van den Hauwe, a terrible ball straight to Rush. Now Barnes. Houghton. The finish was not of Liverpool quality, and Ray Houghton will be the first to admit that. He's only scored once this season. And he was well off the mark then, and one man very grateful that he was, Pat van den Hauw.
That was a terrible mistake, but a nicely three-man Liverpool move there, and a lovely ball from John Barnes that set Houghton in, and really, he's got to go across the goalkeeper to the far post.
Here's Barnes, still 0-0 here. Mabbutt's interception, Lineker. Gascoigne. That's a great little ball. Oh, Staunton just got back to make the telling challenge. Paul Stewart was very close to finding an opening then.
Well, he just doesn't have the pace to take it away. It's a lovely ball by Gascoigne, and you can see there he just doesn't have the pace to accelerate away in that first 2 or 3 yards.
We're into the final 9 minutes of the game here, and it is very, very tightly strung as Rush gets away and wins the corner. Taken short in real Liverpool style, and back to Beardsley, and now Staunton. Danger here surely for Tottenham. And Staunton drove the cross in. Liverpool have another corner kick. Short again, Beardsley. Staunton, the same move, almost identical, but this time Bergson prevents the corner. And Lineker was fouled by Alan Hansen, right underneath the nose of the referee. It's not really been a night for goal scorers, has it? The defenders, as they say, in the words of the old cliche, have been on top for most of the game. And that's going to make it difficult to pick a man of the match, I would think, Ian St John.
Well, it's not like you to use an old cliche, Alan, yes.
No, I like the new ones.
Well, you're over the moon.
Here's Gascoigne. Stewart! Paul Stewart for Tottenham! 1-0! What a way to mark your return to the first team. A superb header. And Gascoigne, the provider. It was a glorious cross, but the header was devastating. Well, Paul Stewart has waited a long time to prove that he deserves a place in the Tottenham attack, and he couldn't have chosen a better way to demonstrate his argument.
It certainly was an excellent header, Alan, the cracking header. A good ball in again from Gascoigne, and there he is, and that must have been all of, 14 yards out.
Kenny Dalglish will be going through agonies now. Terry Venables behind him, perhaps on the verge of his first ever success as a manager against Dalglish's Liverpool, or anybody else's Liverpool, come to that. And here goes Lineker, trying to seal it. And here's Stewart again! Oh, he could have really made himself a hero if he hasn't already. Rush for Liverpool at the other end. Mabbutt. Thomas. Ball straight at Staunton. Now Whelan. Good ball. Barnes. McMahon. Barnes again. Took too long, but it still breaks for Liverpool. Houghton. And still Houghton. No, Tottenham rode their luck. But here's Barnes. What a terrific ending this is going to be now. Venison. Barnes. McMahon's shot. It comes to Barnes, he's offside. Well, Liverpool will keep picking up the pace now in their desperate search for an equaliser. John Barnes offside then. It has not been vintage Liverpool tonight, although they will feel they've done enough to at least earn a draw here. Venison forward. Rush is there. Beardsley. Barnes. Oh, great challenge by Mitchell Thomas. In fact, it went off the Liverpool man, so he hasn't even given away a corner. Ball played in. Rush took it on the chest, and Mitchell Thomas with the interception. In fact, the free kick had been given anyway. Stewart's header. Lineker is there for Spurs, battling for what will be a famous win if they can hold on here. They've had a dreadful season at White Hart Lane. They've lost 6 matches at home. Only the bottom club Charlton have a worse record than that. Who would have believed they could beat Liverpool? They haven't done so yet, but they're close to it, and they have now. The final whistle. Spurs 1, Liverpool 0, and the championship race is given another unexpected twist by Paul Stewart's goal, 8 minutes from the end, and only 5 minutes after coming on as a Tottenham substitute.
So we're just going to pick ourselves up from here and go forward for the rest of the season.
When you said you didn't play so well tonight, you seem to be quite vulnerable at the back. Lineker running round at the back. Why was that tonight, do you think?
I think if you go through the game again, I think you can carry away with your own statement there. OK, they're at home, they caused 1 or 2 problems. But when you think your back four's vulnerable.
It was a good goal when it came.
Now, from Tottenham's point of view, it's a good goal, yeah.
Where does that affect the championship? I mean, people are going to look at that result and say, well, Aston Villa can breathe a little easier tonight. You were in a good position to go really into a strong position.
Well, Aston Villa can do whatever they want to do. We can't legislate what's going to happen to Aston Villa. I'll tell you something, we'll be there. Don't worry about that. We'll not be far away.
So you're not looking on this as much of a setback tonight?
There's 3 points we could have got that we never got. But don't worry about it. We won't be too far away.